Redskin says, question for anybody, what inspires you the most?
Let's answer this question.
Yeah.
Let's answer this question. What inspires me the most? And then I want to hear what Paul has to say.
Yeah,
about
I would
what
love to hear
inspires-
Paul second.
You know,
here.
I'll be honest with you. There's multiple levels of inspiration for me. But what drove me in the first place, unfortunately, wasn't very positive, and that was the fact that I was raised saying I would never amount to anything,
Right.
and so I had to. I've often said, this is a sad thing, I'm sorry to bring the podcast down, but I've always said that I've been trying to prove my dead dad wrong for the last 12 years, that I'm not going to amount to nothing. And so that inspires me. But now that life is whatever, I'm inspired by everything. I'm inspired about, the people that follow us. I'm inspired, by everyone around me, what we can do with animals. I'm inspired by guys like Paul. I'm inspired by everybody. The world is full of inspiration.
But I would almost agree, like, right on there. I think what inspires me most is like being pushed by other people's, like, I love, by the way, I don't love it, but like when people hate on me and tell me I can't do something.
Yeah.
Oh, brother, I'm showing you wrong. Like, I swear to God.
The motivation,
when people hate, motivates the heck out of me. But I think the biggest inspiration to me is like seeing people love what I put out there.
Yeah.
And not only that, is seeing other people that are about my age or not even my age, people doing it. It's like, bro, if they could do it, I could do it.
Yeah.
So that's like what inspires me to be better and do better and grow.
Yeah, and it's funny because I've made mention of this, and Noah's heard me say this a million times, that like my success on social was really learning from 18 to 20-year-old people, right? Like, and I was in my 40s at the time, and literally I looked at 18-year-old guys and learned from them, rather than saying like, oh, I've been around forever and they don't know what they're talking about. I literally looked at them and said, like, these people have it figured out. They may be young, but they've got it figured out, and I've got to emulate what they're doing, as opposed to try to make it like have this ego where I think I'm better than them. And still to this day, of course, I've always been young at heart too. Like, I don't have friends that are my age. I don't have friends that are my age.
We're your
friends.
Yeah,
all my friends are young. But at the same time, I still look at I've always said, like, let's say reptile or vloggers. Let's say, like, I'm not going to look at a reptile vlogger and try to gain perspective of what I should do in the future. I'm going to look at David Dobrik, and I'm going to look at Logan Paul, and I'm going to look at Roman Atwood, and I'm going to look at Jesse Wellens and all these other guys. I'm going to look at Casey Neistat. Those are the people I'm going to look at for inspiration, and then I'm going to include it into what we do here with reptiles. But what about you guys? You guys inspired? What keeps you inspired?
Let me think on it. I have to think about it a little bit.
All right.
Oh my God, there's a lot of shit that inspires people. I kind of agree with the same thing. People doubting is inspirational because it doesn't. I don't give a fuck what other people say. It's a feeling. So if you're gonna be successful or not because it's a feeling within inside yourself. And guess what? I hate to say this, but I kind of believe this. If you doubt yourself, just stop.
Yeah.
If you don't believe in yourself, what the fuck are you doing? You're not gonna make it. You have to. Like, I have this fucking fire in my chest, right? And it's just always burning, just full of, just ready to go. But I have to just control it sometimes. I haven't been
that energy.
Yeah, exactly. I haven't been posting a lot recently because the way I see it, I said it on a podcast or a fucking live stream or something. It's like I'm a monk in the mountain, at the top of the mountain right now. I'm gonna go up there. How he goes up there for 12 years?
Yeah.
Are you with me? He's up there for 12 years and then comes back down, and all of a sudden he's fucking Avatar and he can bend air and water and stuff. That's what I'm doing right now. Take a little 3-month hiatus or whatever. Take it easy. I'm at the top of the mountain. I'm regenerating, man. I'm putting some wood in that fire. Come back. Burn the place down, baby.
Burn the place down.
But other than that, it's not quite done yet. It's
Okay,
not
go
quite
ahead,
done
go
yet.
ahead.
Also, other people that inspire me. For me personally, I've always loved laughing, making other people laugh. Just that kind of energy has always been pleasing to me.
Right.
So I look up to a lot of comedians.
Yeah.
there's surprisingly, it can be easy to look at comedy and think of just like people that are just stupid and low life and stuff. And sure, there's plenty of comics that are right. But I look at people like Richard Pryor.
Yeah,
and
one of my favorites, dude.
George Carlin.
George
Carlin with a fucking beast, dude.
And then
the comedians who don't give a fuck.
So, but at the same time,
They're
with that
poets.
same energy of not giving a fuck, they are just telling you straight truth. In fact, so I guess what I'm trying to say is, people that achieve their dreams.
Yeah.
Inspire
no, I
you.
completely
Inspire
agree.
me.
I like that. Honestly, I completely agree.
It's-
So for me, I'm gonna make mine somewhat short because be honest with you, you guys sort of already said a lot of what I already kind of think. But like kind of what you and Paul are talking about, Brian, like the whole fact that someone's saying I can't do it.
Yeah.
And honestly, it started with the Now monitor.
Right.
I remember you and Forrest and
No one
everybody
thought that
being
we-
like,
yeah,
we
that-
didn't
that
think we
thing-
could,
yeah.
no one thought we could do it.
Yeah, no one thought. Yeah.
And it was like at first I didn't think it either. Like I was with you. I agreed
Yeah.
with you guys because like overall logically speaking, it didn't make
Yeah.
any sense why that animal would ever turn around. You know, and then it was like these little signs started kind of like it was almost like it was almost like a I don't really believe in a god or anything like, but it almost felt like a kind of a sentient power telling me like, hey man, like there's more here than you're fucking trying for. You need to work harder.
Yeah.
You know, and like and like, but that honestly, dude, you, my dad, these large like male figures in my life that have been like not only positive but have also like been wanting to constantly move forward.
Driven, very driven.
You know what I
people,
mean?
yeah.
Like you never want to constantly look in the past. You want to go forward.
Yeah.
And to me, that's inspiring, dude.
Yeah.
That's incredibly
I agree.
inspiring.
I
Because there's
appreciate
nobody in the world that I could ever think about other than you or my father that I've ever sat there and dealt with the worst possible bullshit.
Yeah.
People saying the worst possible things. And then on top of it, dealing with a mental anguish like you do and my father does with his PTSD and all those sort of things. They've all dealt with this shit. And yet, here you are. My dad's has a master's in geology. He's a teacher. He fucking works for the government. He's making a fucking bank with a beautiful fucking house. You live in a beautiful fucking home. You have this wonderful fucking following. All these awesome people that love you for it. You know, and like all these things are incredibly inspiring to me because this is not what I don't want to be a content creator necessarily. I don't get me wrong. I might fall into it at some point, but like I'm always open to the future. I don't want to necessarily say I won't do it. But at the same time, like that's not necessarily where I'm trying to push for.
Right.
Like I just want to go with the flow. Do how life is sort of handing it out to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I think you're doing a great job. And I mean, I think you're falling into a position like I've said this is again and again. If we continue going on the path, a year from now, people are going to be talking about Bruce as one of the best animal behavioral guys in reptiles.
And I think that's a solid goal to have.
I believe that that's going to happen.
That's a huge goal. That's
yeah.
awesome.